From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm M. Venom.
And coming up on the show today, we have an iconic series that has just dropped on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I just want to talk about it.
I know.
100% it's in my top 10. And that's a hard list to get on because I've watched everything and I'm counting shows from when I was a kid.
Okay, that's a big call.
It's a big call, but I feel like it lives up to it. Plus, I have an exciting new movie that's set right here in Australia, a zombie movie that will also rip your heart in two and make you cry and think about what you want, and physically and emotionally. And maybe make you think about what you want out of life and what really matters.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Huge things coming up. But first, you have a recommendation you'd like to share with the class.
I do have a recommendation. So last week I recommended a movie called Send Help.
Yep. I thought you were going to say, and I'm recommending it again.
Imagine. That's in cinemas. So I wanted to recommend something that I also really, really love that was released last week that's on streaming. It's on Disney Plus. It's a Marvel miniseries. It's called Wonder Man.
Okay.
And I think it's the best Marvel miniseries I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just say, you're going to have to really win me over here because I've had to break up a little bit with Marvel recently. They had my heart for over a decade with the Avengers series. And then some of the TV shows were 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 10 out of 10.
Okay.
And other Marvel shows. But then it got too many and too much. And every movie had a spin-off Marvel show and they were just turning them out like French fries at a fast food restaurant. And I had to say enough. Enough for me.
What if I tell you that this show, you actually forget it's a Marvel show?
Yeah, tell me more.
There are obviously little superhero elements, but it's not a superhero show at all.
Oh, I love superheroes, just to be clear.
I know, but this is like not that.
Every show should have superheroes.
This is more like drama comedy.
Okay.
So it stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and it also stars Ben Kingsley. So Ben Kingsley is like the glue to the Marvel universe. He plays Trevor Slattery. He's been in Marvel for like a few years now. He was first introduced in Iron Man 3 where he pretended to be that dictator, but he was actually just an actor.
Oh, I remember.
And then he was later in Shang-Chi. And he was just Trevor with his little pet.
Yeah.
And he always plays like this wannabe A-list actor, but he has like a bit of a drug problem and he's just kind of like this funny side character. He's a main character in this, and Yahya plays this guy named Simon. And they both really want to make it into acting. So they both try really, really hard to make it into acting. Simon kind of overthinks all of his work. So he will sometimes make it into a show and then they're like, you're doing too much. We have to let you go. So they kind of form this friendship. Now, the issue with the friendship, this is me trying to really explain a show really hard. Can you tell?
No, but you're doing such a good job because as we know, explaining shows, not your strong point.
I know. So Trevor's actually been employed by the government to keep an eye out on supernatural people.
Sure.
Because they have like this big, the government has developed this big like prison that is meant to take in superheroes, but the thing is that they're not filling up to the prison, so they're going to be cut with their budget. So Trevor's job is to like find superheroes and make sure that they do something wrong, so then he can give it to the government and then they can go to jail. Simon is a superhero.
Whoa, plot twist.
Plot twist. And he's trying to keep his superhero powers under wraps because you're not allowed to be a superhero as well as be an actor. It's illegal. It's illegal because something really tragic happened to a superhero trying to be an actor. And now they've like made this really, really nice friendship. The whole series is literally about their friendship. It's so bloody
you love
sweet.
Like a buddy comedy
I
friendship
love
movie.
Men who are friends so much.
And because it's such a rarity in the real world.
It's so rare. And they're like an unlikely duo.
This is like a hopeful fantasy because it's like about men having friends. And in the real world, we just don't see that.
We just don't see it. It is really, really funny.
Yeah.
It is like, there's like, sometimes you see his superpowers, but it's not like a superpower movie.
Yeah.
It's more just like a buddy comedy that's really sweet. And I just really, really love it. And it's a mini series. So you got 8 eps, start to finish, and then you're done.
And you don't need, because I think and Disney and Marvel have confirmed this, so they know what they did wrong, that they made too many shows where it's like you have to have watched this movie and then this movie and this TV show, and people couldn't keep up with it, and that's why they started falling off. And so I think their plan going forward is to make more standalone things. It's like you don't have to watch 20 years worth of content to get it.
Like this miniseries could have come out on like a Netflix or a Stan and you wouldn't think anything different. Like, you wouldn't even associate Marvel with it at all. If you are a Marvel fan, you'll notice Ben Kingsley and make that association, but it's really not a big plot point at all.
I love that.
It's so good. It's really cute. I want everyone to watch it.
Okay, say the name again and where they can watch it.
Wonder Man. Oh, also Wonder Man is the name of the movie that they're both trying to get into.
Oh, sure.
Wonder Man on Disney Plus.
Okay, look. So the show I'm about to recommend has 7 seasons. 7 perfect seasons.
Okay.
And it came out many, many years ago.
Is it over now?
Yeah, it's over. It's been done for many years.
Okay.
Yeah. But it has only recently come out on Netflix in Australia. And I've seen people discovering it for the first time or being like, what is this show that's splashed across the homepage? And I'm so excited people get to watch it for the first time because it is one of my faves. And the show is Younger.
Yeah, you love this show so much.
I love it so much.
I haven't watched it.
I know, but that's okay because it's the fact that you get to watch it for the first time. I'm so freaking jealous of you. And it's just one of those beautiful comfort. It's like watching a rom-com across 7 seasons.
Is it similar to The Bold Type?
Yes.
Okay.
It's almost like
I love that because I remember they both came out at around the same time.
They were like 2 sister shows.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they were both shows about women working in glamorous jobs in New York and wearing incredible outfits, falling in love, you know, friendship drama, getting through their career, but like women at the center. And so that was such the golden age of TV.
Yeah,
we'll never get back
good.
there when we had The Bold Type and Younger.
I think it was also like my first or second year at Mamma Mia. So it was like really
I'm
hitting
living
me.
the
I'm like,
Bold Type.
I am Bold Type. I am Younger.
I know. That was a huge thing for, can I say, when those shows were out, this office only talked about The Bold Type and Younger.
Yeah.
And I do want to go back to those days. So, well, it's on Netflix now, so you can watch it.
Oh, that's so nice.
So the story is, and it's based off a novel by Pamela Redmond Cetran. And it tells the story of this woman called Liza, played by Sutton Foster, Broadway star extraordinaire, beautiful singer.
Hugh Jackman's lover.
I knew you were going to say that. Don't sully her name with that. I mean, yes.
What? He's a great guy.
Potentially,
allegedly.
Yes. Currently in love.
I don't know him personally, but I'm assuming
allegedly,
he is.
you're like, I've heard things I can't say. Recently people think she did cheat on her husband with Hugh Jackman, but that's neither here nor there. And she's very talented and I'm obsessed with her to the point where she's one of the few people I've actually got starstruck around. I have a photo of the two of me and Sutton Foster on a rooftop in New York and my face looks freaking crazy because I had like a meltdown. And she tried to talk to me and I just said, I love you. And I ran away. And afterwards, I'm like, why did I do that? I should have said to her, I've listened to all your music. I listen to your Broadway soundtracks all the time. I loved you in Bunheads. Anyway, I digress.
I'm Australian.
Yeah, I'm Australian. She could tell. She could tell I just got off a flight from Sydney and I had not slept. Anyway, so Foster plays this woman called Liza Miller who's just turned 40 and her whole life has imploded. She found out her husband has cheated on her. So they're getting a divorce and he's also spent all of their money. So they're broke and her adult daughter has gone off to college. And so now she's back living with her very cool, very fun lesbian best friend, Maggie, in this loft in Williamsburg in New York. And she is like, I've been out of the workforce for 20 years because she was raising her daughter. She's now got no money and she needs to find a job. And 20 years ago, she had worked in publishing. And so she tries to get back into publishing. They're like, no, you haven't worked for 20 years. You've got no skills. We're not going to hire you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's mean.
Yeah. Also, as I creep closer to 40, I'm having a different experience watching this show because I'm just
industry is quite brutal.
It is quite brutal, but I also, these stories always have to have the 40-year-old woman being divorced and a mother so that it doesn't look sad.
Yeah, she's got to have something. And you're like, come on.
It doesn't look sad that she's now going on this big adventure, but I guess like it is also nice to be like, you know, she's only 40 because she's like, I'm just really, like the story is like she's also very young and she has 20 years of work left ahead of her. So she's not getting a job and then her roommate Maggie is like, you look really young, which this has been a sore point for people over the years because people who watch this show like, she doesn't look that young. She kind of does.
Okay.
Like, obviously, like, maybe she doesn't look in her 20s, in her late 20s. But I just think sometimes you get told things. There's so many people in this office, I would be just like, could not tell if you were in your late 20s.
I assume everyone's my age.
Yeah, you really
and
do.
I think we all should.
I'm 10 years older than you, and I do think I look older than you.
But we're the same age.
But in our souls, we are the same age.
Yeah, we're the same age.
Anyway, so she applies for this job at a publishing house for this incredible marketing publicist.
Wait, and does she lie about her age?
And she says she's in her late 20s. And she gets all of her, like, Maggie, because Maggie's one of those people who just can do everything, gets one of her friends to scrub her identity from the internet. She dresses super young and she bops into this office to apply for an assistant job to Diana Trout, the head of marketing for this big publishing house. Diana Trout, one of the greatest TV characters I've ever seen.
Oh.
She's kind of like, I guess, like on the surface, you'd be like Devil Wears Prada, that kind of really hard, super glamorous, super aloof boss, like very hard hitting kind of like, and Liza is her assistant. And so there's this whole dynamic, but like their relationship really grows through the show and she just becomes this incredible character. So she gets the job and then she has to live this double life of she's a 40-year-old mother living in a share house with her best friend. And at work, she's having to pretend to be this 20-year-old assistant. And we also come to the person who becomes her best friend at this publishing house, which is a young woman named Kelsey, played by Hilary Duff.
Your favorite person.
And what I'm going to say, I somehow have interviewed everyone from the cast of Younger before I realized it was going to be my favorite show, and I had to pull the plug because I don't like to interview people from my favorite shows. But she's the only one I haven't interviewed because, as we've talked on previous pods, she blanked me for 6 years.
She doesn't like you.
So Hilary Duff plays Kelsey, who's like, she thinks she and Liza are the same age.
And what does Kelsey do?
So she's like a junior editor at the time, or like also like junior editor publicist. Okay. And then she kind of later on gets her own imprint from the publishing house. And
fancy.
It's called Millennial, because at the time, millennials were like the really young ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were just like, we're going to get away from the company and like make a young, cool brand. So it's like really that kind of thing. And like,
we all just repeat history, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. You watch back now and you're just like, oh, wow, millennial cringe is alive and well. But also it was true at the time. So then they become best friends. At the same time, Liza also has kind of the hots for her boss, Charles, but he's like, I can't be in love with a 20-year-old assistant, not knowing she's actually the same age as him. And she meets the coolest tattoo artist in her neighborhood, Josh, and they fall in love and start dating. But then
does Josh know who she really is?
Well, not when he meets her in the bar, no. So that's a whole thing. So as the show goes along, it's like like every season, like another person kind of learns her identity.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But
so when you get to the end, does everyone kind of know?
Well, I don't want to get spoiled, but it does run over 7 seasons. So I'll let you be the judge of that. But it's such good writing. It's so like
that's fun.
Yeah. It's also that I think it's why I love shows like Emily in Paris and stuff. Is like, it's beautiful to watch. It's comforting. Like it's New York, you know, as the whole, you know, that whole shtick of like New York's the other character. It's kind of that.
Yeah.
The clothes are amazing. Like it's very kind of like, it's very like romance focused but also like very friendship focused. And like,
I love that.
Every character's 10 out of 10. They get the best guest stars as well. Like people from like the New York theater scene, but also like iconic comedy actors come in and you will actually love it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hooked.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll need to download all the episodes for your trip coming up.
Oh my God, I should.
You should. The
That's
plane
such a
will
good
land
idea.
and you'll be like, I'm not getting off. I need to keep watching Younger.
I mean, it's a 12-hour flight.
Well, there you go. You could at least get through the first season.
The first episode.
Okay, so for a recommendation for a show that came out many, many years ago, but if you haven't watched Younger, it's all on Netflix now.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
So excited.
Okay, I need to change tact a bit now and recommend to you tragic yet beautiful zombie tale set right here in Australia.
Oh my God.
So you watch some
Do
Marvel.
I see the Opera House?
You watch some Younger. No. It's in Tasmania. Tasmania finally getting its due on the world stage.
So you know what you guys need? Zombies.
And then it's also like, but then everyone's dead. So this movie stars a little actress by the name of Daisy Ridley. You might know her from the Star Wars universe and many other things. But it's set in Australia, and the idea is that the United States, of course, accidentally detonates an experimental weapon off the coast of Tasmania, and Hobart is completely destroyed.
Why do they have a weapon in Tasmania?
Well, they were just keeping it off the coast of Tasmania, thinking it would be safe there. It detonates, goes off, completely destroys Tasmania. And all of the victims who didn't die in the first blast become brain dead. But then some of them sort of begin to, like, their brains sort of come alive, and some of them, like, reawaken, and they become, like, these zombie-like creatures.
Wait, so it's all just in Tasmania?
Yeah.
So it's not like The whole world is zombies.
No, it's Tasmania.
And then does the rest of the world know Tasmania?
Yeah. So let me explain how it fills into the rest of the thing. Everyone's
This is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Because we always see like zombie movies and TV shows where it's like the whole world, like there's no one else left. But now it's just Tasmania.
Yeah,
and the whole world's like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's just hit that area.
This is actually kind of creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So you have so some of them, other people start to awaken. Some of them become sort of like violent, and it's a whole thing. So basically it's zombies. But you know, every zombie movie or TV show has their kind of own lore of like what the zombies can do and all this sort of stuff. So that's what we have here.
Do the zombies have Australian accents?
Some of them do talk a little bit.
That's funny. No, brains.
That should have been in the trailer. It does have a pretty cool Australian cast, except so Daisy Ridley is playing an American. That's why she's in the movie. So she's an American physiotherapist called Ava, and her husband Mitch was on a business trip in Tasmania when the blast went off. So she hasn't heard from him. And so Ava is like, I've got to go find my husband. And so she volunteers as part of an Australian military effort who's going into Tasmania now that the initial blast is over to kind of, I guess, get rid of the bodies because not everyone has reawakened or kill the people who have. And so she's assigned far away from where her husband Mitch was last seen. So she kind of, once she gets there, breaks away from the military operation, has to travel across Tasmania to find him, meeting some good and bad people along the way.
For a man, also not worth it. I'm sorry.
Well, also a man that, when she finds him, I won't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but they were both having some issues in their marriage beforehand.
But it's cheating.
Also like I can't get into what's
God,
happened.
I want to watch this right now.
So it's not a relationship drama. It's just
there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, exactly. There's all this other stuff that happens. You're like, where's the cheating husband? So it's Daisy Ridley's character kind of traveling across Tasmania and kind of encountering some people who have awoken from the virus, and she has to deal with them. And it's also quite tense and stuff because it is like a zombie kind of survival movie, but it's also this really beautiful drama and this kind of idea of like loss and grief and how you move through it and what happens to people when they are left behind, because she encounters another human man as she's traveling and kind of...
Wait, you said human man?
Human man. Well, there's obviously the undead.
Oh, and then she likes him?
Well, at first, I think they kind of have this bond, and then she realizes what has happened to his wife and kind of what has happened to this estate that he's like pulled her into, and the crazy grief that he's going to, and it's this idea of kind of what happens society after. See, that's what I love about the zombie genre in general.
Yeah, because the people who survive are the scariest.
Yeah, well, that yes, but it always just. Zombie storytelling always just gives us this really heightened emotional storytelling in the way that I believe traditional drama can just never achieve.
Okay.
This is why I love zombie movies and TV shows. It's not about that whole, sometimes people will be like, it's just about like the zombies come out and you kill them and it's all blood and death. And it's like, no, that would get boring after about an hour. Like shows like The Walking Dead don't survive for 10 years because people just like to see zombies. Zombies famously not the best on screen because they don't have any kind of like dialogue or thought or
they don't have any character development.
Yeah, they don't have any character development. They just kind of moving objects. And so it's always like the interesting part is always like what happens when you decimate society and a few people are left to rebuild, and how do they rebuild? And like in The Walking Dead, do some of them build up these beautiful communities and like they become a family, an unlikely family? Or in the case of Daisy Ridley, do you travel across the world and meet one nice man and one problematic man and then find your husband in a situation and then there's a baby involved with a pregnant zombie? Yeah, that's really, yeah. And so it's really heightened storytelling. It was like very sad. Like I was kind of sitting there being like clutching my chest at some stages because it's like very intense, but also just quite tragic when you think about like the loss of life and like how humans can just kind of like buckle under like, when their world gets destroyed, like sometimes you can't rebuild, but also it ends on a really beautiful, hopeful note. It does.
Sorry. Okay.
I always want to tell you because I don't know if you'll watch it. I actually don't know if you'll like it or not.
Oh, God.
No. Here's what I think. I think you maybe would like it because you would love the storytelling element. Maybe a few times you might get a bit like squeamish.
Yeah,
but I think you would like the storytelling element. But it honestly does end on a hopeful note of like sometimes the world gets decimated, but then you see a hope of like the next generation coming through, or like life can sometimes like a little piece of beautiful life can survive in the craziness, which I think is a nice takeaway.
I think it's a lesson in that, like, if Tasmania becomes zombies.
I'm like, where are you going with this?
If Tasmania all becomes zombies and your husband's there, just let him go.
Just let him go. Don't go.
It's fine.
Don't travel cross country.
There'll always be someone else.
Okay.
Just leave him.
Just leave him there.
Leave him.
Don't chase a man.
Yeah, never chase a man.
I don't know if anyone else in the world, like this movie has premiered at film festivals. It's like a smaller movie, so it's in cinemas now. I should say it's in cinemas. And it's had a smaller release. It's not a blockbuster kind of movie. It's a smaller release. I don't know if anyone's had that takeaway. I've read a lot of reviews. I don't know if anyone's had the takeaway of don't follow a man, but I guess it's true.
It's like the biggest reason why you should never follow a man.
Exactly, because he might lead you across a zombie-ridden wasteland.
Exactly.
Put your life in danger and you get there and you're like, so that's what you were doing when we were.
Okay, I want to watch it now.
Okay, I can't stress enough how much that's not the crux of the movie.
Okay.
Also, Daisy Ridley, 10 out of 10. Like, she's so good in it.
Okay.
We already knew she was a great, like, kind of leading lady and that she's great in an action sequence because she has a few of those, but she's also such a great dramatic actress. So
I'm excited.
I'll leave it on that. So it's called We Bury the Dead. It's out in cinemas now, filmed in Australia. So look out for the Tasmanian landscape in the background. It's been decimated. And yeah, it's just and even if you don't just like, you hate zombie movies, you might like it because you might like it as a drama or you might like it because it's a great zombie movie.
Oh, okay. I'm excited.
Yeah. You're excited, but yeah, tentative.
I think I'm just going to force you to tell me the whole plot.
Maybe once. Okay. If you really want me to, once we cut the mics, I can do that.